Hey guys, this is Element 79. Welcome to episode 5. Here I'm going to show you how to get the gold plating off of your gold pins and your gold fingers. There are different ways of doing it. There's reverse electrolysis using electricity to be able to take the gold off. That's something I might look into in the future. This is a one way I've tried. It seems to work for me, but there are other ways of doing it. But the way I'm going to show you is involving muriatic acid and hydrogen peroxide. Okay? It's called an AP solution, acid peroxide solution. And it is a long process. Depending on the temperature outside, it could be weeks, multiple weeks, before you actually get all of the gold off your connectors and your gold fingers. Um, Heat does definitely speed things up, as well as agitation. If you're able to stir it on a regular basis, it will help get those get the gold off of your pins. But what we'll start with here is I'm going to grab the 600 milliliter. This is just a small sample. I just kind of wanted to show you how this all works. So with your muriatic acid, which is also hydrochloric acid, this one is 31.45% acid. That's exactly what you'll need. You'll find this at any hardware store. It's used for concrete etching. So pick that up and always be wearing your safety gloves, safety glasses, and with muriatic acid now, it starts fuming at a fairly low temperature. I don't know if you can see it here. Let's see if I can get right in there. You can see the fumes coming off of it. As chlorine gas, you do not want to be breathing that in. So you want to be wearing a respirator and face protection, because even just that those fumes, I noticed I was wearing safety glasses and a respirator, and after a full day of dealing with this, my face kind of looked like it was windburned, like I went skiing all day. It was pink, and it will suck the moisture out of your skin. So you want to have full protection. Do it in a ventilated area. I have my fume hood. You can't see it right now, but I will have it in the fume hood, and we'll deal with that. So yeah, always make sure you're wearing your PPE when you're dealing with any sort of acids. So I'm going to put the cap back on. I'm going to go get geared up, put this in the fume hood, and we will get back. All right, so we're all PPE'd up. I've already added the muriatic acid, so it's about 300 milliliters of muriatic acid. We don't have to be exact on that. So what you want to do is when you're adding the hydrogen peroxide, it's about a 3-to-1 ratio is what I use. Some people have said that's too much and it starts dissolving the gold, but I haven't run into that at all. I've never had gold in my liquid solution yet. So 300 milliliters, so it's about 100 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide. Now mine's only 3%. Maybe that's why. You can get stronger hydrogen peroxide. You don't want to go over 6%. Otherwise, you could start dissolving your gold, which you do not want at this stage. So 300 milliliters, that's about 100 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide. So we'll add that in. There you go. You see those fumes, so that's why it's in the fume hood. Gotta be very careful with that. Now, all we gotta do is just add in our gold containing material. So one is splashing, add a little slowly. You can already see the reaction starting. You see that bubbling coming up? So we're going to leave this sit for a while. The colder it is outside, the longer it's going to take. So I do already have something going on the hot plate. So I'm going to leave it off of the hot plate. You want to stir it on a regular basis. And if you have like an aquarium air bubbler, something like that, that really helps to be able to make this go a little bit quicker as well. So we'll leave that sit for a while. That's basically all there is to doing is so give it a quick stir here. And yet you can see everything reacting. So what it's doing is it'll dissolve all the base metals except for the gold, or at least it'll release the gold from the material. It won't completely dissolve it. I don't think this is concentrated enough to completely dissolve it, but we will keep that going for a while, stirring occasionally. Eventually, this is going to turn into a dark green as the copper starts to dissolve. And like I said, this could take a week. It could take a couple of weeks. Could take a month. Really don't know. You just have to keep checking it. We can pull out the material afterwards, see if there's still any gold plating on it, and just leave it like that. I'm going to put a watch glass on top just to contain everything, because it does look like it is bubbling a little bit. I don't want any splashing around. The fume hood, or sorry, the watch glass does, the beaker has a little spout on the end, so there's still ventilation available. And we'll leave that sit for a while. We'll get back to it. Okay, it's been about an hour. You can see the solution is starting to turn a yellowish green. It'll continue getting darker and darker as things start to dissolve. But yeah, we just have to keep leaving this over and over and over for who knows how long. Over here, I do already have some that's been sitting for a few weeks. You can see how dark it's gotten already. This is almost ready to check and filter out, so I'll look into that. But yeah, it definitely takes quite a bit of time to be able to dissolve those foils. Okay, so just a quick update. I moved the solution inside of, I put it inside of another beaker. That's going to be my catch glass in case anything happens. And I put it on the heat because my other experiment wasn't working out so hot. So I got it on heat here. It is really starting to corrode the material. It's getting pretty brown. It is still reacting, so we'll leave it alone for now. Over here is some old stuff that I had going. This was in that white container. It looks like it's pretty much fully reacted. This stuff I'll filter off and see what we have for gold containing material. So basically I'll throw this through a funnel with a cup of coffee filters for a filter paper. And anything that still contains gold, I will put back through. This has been here for a while, so this acid may have already been all used up. So anything that may still contain gold, I'll put in a fresh acid bath. Maybe I'll add it over to this guy here, and we'll go from there. But yeah, this is kind of what you're looking at. This has been, I think, about 2, maybe 3 weeks, and yeah, that's basically how it goes. I'll make another video on the filtration down the road, but just wanted to give you an update. So let's try filtering out that stuff. So I got another beaker here, my funnel. You can see a couple random coffee filters. I double up on the coffee filters. It does filter out a little slower, but I'm not really looking for speed. I'm just making sure that nothing ends up passing through. Doesn't matter so much for this kind of stuff, though. So I grab my solution here. Yeah, for that. Over here. Everything else. all the stuff out. Now this acid has been used a few times, so I'm not too worried about diluting it with water to get all the pieces out. This stuff is going to end up getting disposed of now. But you can reuse your AT solution, your hydrochloric acid, hydrogen peroxide solution a few times over. Once you start seeing it's not reacting anymore, it could be put in your community dump pile. Save it for later because it could also contain other precious metals like silver. That'll be down the road, but we figure that out. But let's see. That's nice and clear. That away for now. Let's take a look here. Something we got. Yeah, cool. Oh, it's kind of hard to tell on here, but there is a little bit of traces of gold over here on the left side and a little bit on the right side. Nothing on the back. Same thing here. Most of it came off. A little bit in the center left over. So I'll dip those back in the new solution. See if we can get a little bit more off of that. This guy, I'm not too sure what I was looking for on that. I think it was just the gold bonding wires on this where the IC chip was. It looks like there's still some remaining there. This guy, there's a few in the middle still. Like I said, this was already used not nitric acid, hydrochloric acid and peroxide. So it wasn't quite as efficient as it could have been. The new solution that I made earlier in the video is going to be much more efficient, look a lot better. So I'm going to dip everything back in there. This guy, all the gold came off of the pins for this, so that can be discarded. There was some gold bonding wires on this. So that's clean. This one looks like it's all cleared off. This one's still got a few on the center right side. Save that. This guy's been cleared off entirely. So yeah, that's what you're looking for. And so anything that still has a little bit of gold on it, re-dip it in some fresh acid. Make sure you get it all. So here's another one of those boards, but this one, all the bonding wires have been taken off. So that one's good to go. Same with this one, good to go. But yeah, you get the idea. That was all cleared off. And yeah, anything that still contains gold, save. Yeah, it doesn't look like a go. Whole lot. I mean, these were very, very fine gold containing components. But if you take a look inside, there is a little bit. All those black specks there, they're actually gold. It's just not showing up right on here. I'm using these actinic lights, and really makes everything blue. But there is a little bit of gold material in there. So what I'll do is I'll save that. I'll wash it, clean it up with water, distilled water, and store it for further aqua regia down the road. So this will get redumped into my existing acid, and we'll just continue the process until all the gold's off of it. All right. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And until next time, get that gold.